अस्सलाम वालेकुम अज़ीज़ तलबा व तालिबात। एक बार फिर हम हाज़िर हैं आपकी खिदमत में आज का नया सबक लेकर। अज़ीज़ तलबा व तालिबात, जैसा कि आप खूबी जानते हो, इस वक्त हम क्लास 7th में हैं और हमारा आज का सब्जेक्ट जो है सोशल साइंस पार्ट हिस्ट्री। टॉपिक जो है हमारा वो है चैप्टर 6, वो है टाउन्स, ट्रेडर्स एंड क्राफ्ट्स पर्सनस। एक्सरसाइज है इसकी। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, लेट्स रिकॉल, fill in the blanks. A part. The Rajeshwara temple was built in dash dash. Ajmer is associated with the Sufi Sanat dash dash. Hampi was the capital of the dash dash empire. The Dutch established a settlement at dash dash in Andhra Pradesh. Answer है The Rajeshwara temple was built in Thanjore. Ajmer is associated with the Sufi Sanat Khwaja Muhyiddin Chishti. Hampi was the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire. The Dutch established a settlement at Musulipatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Question 2 है state whether true or false. A part. We know the name of the architect of the Rajeshwara temple from an inscription. B part. Merchants prefer to travel individually rather than in caravans. Kabul was a major center of trade in elephants. Surat was an important trading port on the Bay of Bengal. Answers. We know the name of the architect of the Rajeshwara temple from the inscription. ये true है, सही है. Merchants prefer to travel individually rather than in caravans. False. They travel in caravans. Kabul was a major center for trade in elephants. False. गलत है ये. सूरत was an important trading port on the Bay of Bengal. ये भी false है. Question 3 है how was water supply to the city of Tanjore? Answer है Tanjore was situated near the perennial river Kaveri. It was from this river that was water supply to the city. Also, the water supply from the city came from wells and tanks. Question 4. Who lived in the black towns in cities such as Madras? Answer. The native traders, craftspersons, merchants, and artisans used to live in the black towns in the cities such as Madras. Question 5. Why do you think towns grew around temples? Answer. The town grew around temples due to the following reasons. First, temple was often central to the economy and society. Rulers who built temples donate land and money to carry out elaborate rituals, feed pilgrims and priests, and celebrate festivals. Pilgrims who flocked to the temples also made donations. Temple authorities used their wealth to finance trade and banking. Gradually, a large number of priests, workers, artisans, traders, etc. settled near the temple to cater to its need and those of the pilgrims. In this way, towns got developed around temples. Question 6. How important were craftspersons for the building and maintenance of temples? Answer. Temples were the place to display the most sophisticated, sophisticated artwork. Therefore, the craftsperson were important for the building and maintenance of temple. They, they performed following activities. The craftspersons of Bidar were so famous for their only work in copper and silver that it can be called Bidri. The Panchlas are Vishwakarma community consisting of goldsmith, bronzesmith, masons and carpenters were essentials to the building of temples. Weavers offer donate money to temples. Question 7. Why did people from distant land visit Surat? Answer है Surat was the most important medieval port of the west coast of Indian subcontinent. It was the emporium of western trade during the Mughal period. Surat was gateway trade with West Asia via the Gulf of Hormuz. Surat has also been called the gate of the Makkah because many pilgrim ships get sail from here. There were also several retail and wholesale shops selling cotton textiles. Surat was famous for the textile with gold lace brothers Surat Zati. Due to all such reasons, many people from distant land visit Surat. Question 8. In what ways was craft production in cities like Calcutta different from the cities in Tanjore? Answer. Craft production in cities like Kolkata different from the cities in Tanjore. Craftspersons in Tanjore were independent while in Kolkata they were in the hands of Europeans. In Tanjore crafts were developed on interest and they were creative and specialized while in Kolkata craftspersons began to work on a system of advance. They were having liberty to sell their own made crafts and textiles, while here they no longer had the liberty of selling their own crafts. In Calcutta, they had to reproduce the designs supplied to them by the company agents. They now had to move into the black towns established by the European companies with these new cities. Question 9. Compare any one of the cities described in the chapter with a town or village with which you are familiar. Do you notice any similarities or differences? Answer है do yourself using the hint given below. Hint है take up the present day of New Delhi, the capital of India. Similarities है it is the seat of government parliament. Justice is done here, Supreme Court. Many people from distant places visit here. Many traders and powerful nobles live here. It is the commercial complex. It is cultural development center. It provides employment opportunity, etc. Differences with Tanjore, the capital of Cholas, its size much larger. It has an elaborate transportation system. It is expanding day by day. It also experiences unlawful activities. Migrants fill up the present day Delhi, etc. Question 10 है what were the problems encountered by merchants? Do you think some of these problems persist today? Answer. Some of the problems faced by the merchants were as under. They had to travel through forest and there was always the fear of the robbers. Therefore, merchants traveled in caravans. Merchants such as Mola Abdul Ghaffur and Indian Virgivora, who owned a large number of ships, were subdued by the East Indian Company ships. Then they have to work as the agent of the company instead of running their own business. Yes, such problems do exist today. Question 11. Find out more about the architecture of their Tanjore or Hampi and prepare a scrapbook. Illustrate temples and other buildings from these cities. Answer है do yourself. It is the work of creativity. Hence, student can search from the internet. Question 12. Find out about any present day pilgrim center. Why do you think people go there? Why do they do there? Are there any shop in the area? If so, what is bought and should sold there? Answer do yourself as it is work of creativity. Hint, think of Vishnu Devi temple of Hazratpur Mosque in Kashmir. People go there on pilgrims. There are shops of local merchants and traders. These pilgrim centers, apart from selling present, the shopper deals with shawls and other local products. डियर स्टूडेंट, ये था हमारा आज का टॉपिक ट्रेडर्स एंड टाउन्स ट्रेडर्स एंड क्राफ्ट पर्सनस। तो आज हमने सबक के क्वेश्चंस एंड आंसर किए हैं। उम्मीद है आपको ये अच्छे से समझ आई होगी। इंशाल्लाह अगले लेसन में, अगली क्लास में नया लेसन लेकर हम फिर से दोबारा आपकी खिदमत में हाज़िर होंगे। तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़ वस्सलाम।